One thing I've noticed about Azure Standard is that it changes how you think about your home. Instead of running out for one thing at a time, you start thinking about abundance. A well-stocked pantry, a thriving garden, meals shared with family. It's a different approach to living. Explore what Azure Standard has to offer at azurestandard.com and shop this month's waves of abundance deals. Azure Standard, family owned and operated. Shop today at azurestandard.com.
Hey, Rifters, welcome to the show. Subscribe, rate, or review. Tell a friend. We got a great show today. We got actress, producer, director, Stephanie Garvin will be here over Zoom. You know Stephanie from the movie Holiday Twist, which she wrote, directed, and co-starred in. And she's also the CEO of Hollywood Expansion Corporation. So we're going to figure that out, what Hollywood Expansion Corporation is during this interview. But she's the CEO of that. What's going on in the world of Keith Reza? Oh, what's going on in the world of Keith Reza? Capital F Quindale. Fuck Quindale. That's what's going on in the land of Keith Reza. The guy skimmed. He skimmed me. He's not paying me, and yeah, I'm very disappointed. Disappointed in my friend who helped me book him, who acted like his manager. Disappointed. This is just drama, 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 and I just gotta say, I am no longer a Quindale fan. I think he's a snake and a very bad person. So fuck Quindale. Anyways, that's not the point though. The point is we got a great episode of Razor Riffs with Stephanie Garvin, who's in the Zoom right now.
From Hollywood, California, welcome to Razor Riffs with your host, Keith Reza.
Hey, Stephanie Garvin, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Doing well. I was scared because like about an hour ago I got an email saying you were already in the Zoom and I was like freaking out. I was like, oh my God. So like I'm like texting everyone. I was like, I have to rework my schedule and it freaked me out and I didn't have your digits, you know what I mean? So I was like, what do I do? I can't come in until 15 minutes late, and usually if you're 15 minutes late it's a red flag, and I was like, how are you?
I'm well. I'm in Arizona now, and I keep forgetting that Arizona does not change with the time zones when everyone goes back. Normally I'm on Pacific time, but since we had the time change, now I'm on Mountain time. I've got to get this figured out.
So it's either an Arizona thing or a blonde thing, right?
Could be either one.
Holy Lord. Well, I'm so glad that we connected. Like I said, I do apologize if you were waiting a long time. So
No, I got off quickly because it's the second time I've done that. And I was like, you know what? I think since no one else is here, this is probably an error on my part.
Second time this week or second time in your whole career?
No, second time this week.
Oh my gosh, Stephanie Garvin, what is going on here? We need to talk about this. So, well, that's at least in a way kind of good because you're doing a lot of interviews and stuff, right? So,
yes. Yeah.
I mean, that you get the word out.
I have multiple Zoom calls, throughout the day, usually at least 3. And it's my last one was actually a business call, I believe, that I did that for. And
oh, nice.
I'm always early. That's good to be early.
Yeah. We're like with me, like I'm right on the knot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but maybe that's just a male gene. I don't know. But like I'm never an hour early. I'm like, yeah, I went on this a date like when I was in high school, and like it was like one of the first dates I ever had. So like my family was like, "Oh, you should always show up early and be respectful and all that stuff." So I showed up like an hour early, and she was still like getting dressed. I was like, "This is probably not gonna work out."
That's a little too early on a date, just so you know.
Yeah, but my parents didn't know this. I mean, my parents probably didn't even date. They probably match.com or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's
I think the proper amount of time is 2 to 3 minutes early when you're on a date because, women have like a system that they follow to get ready. And if it's disrupted, then, it's not good.
Yeah. Well, I wish I would have known this a long time ago, Stephanie. Yeah. But
Just ask me anytime you need advice on that. I'll get.
yeah. If I could go into a time machine, I will be like, hey, I gotta talk to Stephanie Garvin if I'm too early or whatever. But then isn't it weird because if you're too early like that, you're like, I don't want to be too early, so you just drive around the neighborhood like a fucking creep. You know what I mean?
Well, I had one of my very first dates with my late husband. He arrived about, I would say, 35 minutes early.
Yeah.
And I didn't let him in. I said, I'm sorry, I'm still getting ready. And do you want to come back? And, and he did.
Well, well, yeah, they always come back, I'm just saying, but like if the roles were reversed, like if the ladies were the ones who picked up the fellas, you know what I mean? I don't think the ladies would ever come back if they say, hey, if a guy says, hey, you want to come back? You know what I mean? Like I think that's kind of I don't know. But but no, Stephanie, thank you so much for doing this. My sister's name is Stephanie. So
Okay.
like I don't know much about the names and stuff, but I know Stephanie means crown, and I think your last name Garvin is like it's like a wooden spear or something. So your name means a crowned wooden spear.
Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you say like you're obviously a crown because you're a queen, right? So
Yeah.
like do you think you have a spearing personality or
Well, my family background is very Scottish
yeah.
and English and Norwegian. So I would not be surprised if there were a few spears in that history line.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
My name is Keith means a wooden stick and Reza means to pray and it doesn't make any sense to me at all. You know what I mean? Because yeah, I can make an inappropriate joke, but it's not great. You know what I mean? So, and that's why I think like when people go into the depths of like your name or your birth place or your birth month, like all these signs and stuff. I'm not so sure if I believe in astrology, if that's what it's called. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do
Oh,
do you do you believe in astrology?
sure.
Uh,
It's energy. It's just
Yeah.
energetic alignment when you're born. I
So,
totally believe.
so what's your sign?
Cancer.
Oh, I'm a Cancer too.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I'm July 4th.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
great day. So you're celebrating every year. Everyone around the country is celebrating with you.
That's what they say, but I look at it as everyone's forgetting my birthday.
It's multitasking.
Yeah.
So mine is
So
June 29th, which is usually on the 4th of July weekend that we celebrate.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like what does cancers mean? Like what powers do we have? Like what kind of people are we?
Well, I think we're very intuitive, somewhat sensitive, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you sensitive?
Well, I am. I can be. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I had my astrology chart done a long time ago, and the astrologist was a little bit shocked because my sun sign, moon sign, Venus, and Mercury are all in the sign of Cancer.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And she said, this is unheard of. She said, I've never seen a chart like this. I've done this for 40 years. I've never seen four signs in a row with anyone.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, I thought I was strange.
Yeah. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
So like do you also believe in like in psychics and stuff like that or
It's tough racket, right? I mean, I do
yeah.
believe that people are more connected than others.
Yeah.
A lot of people that are not honest get into, that field. Not a lot, but I mean, I don't know, like, I don't know numbers or, I can't give you statistics, but I think the people that do get into that field that claim they are psychically gifted, they give the rest that probably are a bad rap.
Right.
It's sort of, people question, is there much to that? But yeah, I mean, I do believe that people have been given more gifts than others. Yeah.
I sort of believe that
Mhm.
too.
Yeah.
And like it's like I'll tell you a funny story. So I actually went to a psychic, right?
Mhm.
And she's all like, "Here, give me $100," and I was like, "All right, there's $100." And then she's like, "Ah, you lost someone close to you. For another $100, I could tell your name," and I'm falling
Oh,
for it,
yeah,
right?
that's what I mean.
So
Yeah.
I lost like $500, and I feel like
What?
yeah, this isn't the funny part though. So I was like, okay, this lady's just full of shit, right? So I drive home. I was like, ah, well, you lose money. It's like gambling. And then like a couple months ago, I went to the eye doctor, right? And the eye doctor is just asking me all these questions. He's like, oh, is your name Keith? I was like, yeah. He's like, is your grandfather's name Sal? I was like, yeah. He's like, did he die 10 years ago? I was like, that's pretty incredible. You're an eye doctor. Like
And
how does an eye doctor know this stuff, but a psychic doesn't? You know what I mean?
was your dad also a patient?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know,
That's
but
probably why.
I just thought, holy Lord, you're in the wrong line of business, fella. You could have made $500 if you, yeah,
Oh.
Whether you're planning a big event, launching a new campaign, or just stocking up on team gear, finding the right promotional products makes all the difference. That's why so many brands turn to 4imprint. They offer thousands of options, from on-trend apparel and eco-friendly drinkware to tech, totes, and giveaways, so you'll find the right fit for any audience, purpose, or budget. You can customize it all. Your logo, your message, your look. And many items come with no setup charge to help you save. And if you're really watching the bottom line, you'll find standout choices at every price point, so you can make a real impact while staying on budget. Plus, you'll get expert help, fast turnaround times, and their 360-degree guarantee, so you can be 4imprint certain your order arrives on time and looks exactly right. Whatever your goal, 4imprint makes it easy to find your perfect promo match. Explore the possibilities today at 4imprint.com.
4imprint for certain.
but yeah. So let's talk about Stephanie Garvin because you're a writer, you're a director, you're a producer, you're an actress. You're also, this is very fascinating, which I just found out, the CEO of Hollywood Expansion Corporation. What is Hollywood Expansion Corporation? Explain to the folks at home what that is.
So it's basically a system. It's a producing system that I've implemented on all of our projects. And it's multi-purpose. It's good for filmmakers because we help them be more efficient, spend less money, have resources they normally couldn't attach themselves to, unless they were in a big studio or something. And we work with independent filmmakers that um, just need guidance, right?
Yeah,
Because, when you're independent, you don't have, it's like being a little mom and pop operation, and then there's Costco.
right,
We're kind of like an in between those. Like Costco might be like Disney,
right,
and the mom and pop might be the people you've never heard of that you don't know if they have credibility or if they're going to be helpful. And then we're, somewhere in between there where we can collaborate with the creators and help move their projects forward. And we do have investors that like less risky film investment. So we create strategies for the money side that are more structured and less risky. So
right.
that's what we do.
So there's no rated R films in your line of decks. They're
Yeah,
PGs, PG. Oh,
yeah.
there are rated Rs.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
oh,
mean, we would never we do family, like rated R, a family could watch, but I mean it's not children's television. It's feel good entertainment.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could easily get a rated R rating with someone being murdered in a film,
Oh, for sure.
or the sight of alcohol or someone using drugs. And so we don't really go by a rating per se, but we go by the content and how will it move someone, and how does it help change humanity or help humanity or help people in general. You know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow, that's pretty cool that you started this, because I feel like there's a lot of filmmakers who, especially like the first one or two projects, are kind of lost on what they're doing. And I feel like filmmaking is one of those things where like you have to keep, like in the olden days, your first movie that you, a director or whatever, probably sucked, and then your second movie probably got better, and then your third one, that was the hit. You know what I mean?
You know what? I mean, sometimes you come out with a winner right out of the gate, but typically it is a learning experience. And if you're open to the learning curve, you'll get better with every project.
Yeah,
It's just like if you're golfing or playing tennis or using a remote control. The more you use it, and the more you do it, the better you get at it. You know?
yeah. It's kind of like acting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Stephanie, I don't mean to brag, but I'm also a celebrity as well, and I've done some movies, and uh, I think I'm the worst actor in the world, because every single movie I've done, I've always thought I'm terrible. You know what I mean? So like the first, like we talked about this whole one, the first one's bad. My first one was really bad. The second one, was still bad. It was bad. And then the third one, I was just like, all right, I don't think I could do this anymore. Like I just want to do stand-up comedy, because I'm so like sensitive about, watching my terrible skill on a screen. You know what I mean?
Uh,
But
Maybe you didn't have the right, director or preparation.
yeah, I think it's also like I think everyone is deep down, if you ask them, they are very insecure. So I think like there's certain things like me, I find my voice very annoying, and I feel I'm a little on the fat side. So when I watch myself on the TV or whatever, I can't watch it because I'm like, I'm so ugly. And then I can't hear it
Yeah.
because I'm like, oh, it's like nails on a chalkboard. You know what I mean?
I know, I know. I had a funny thing. So I was in, I wrote, directed, and produced with other producers Holiday Twist.
Hmm.
And during that process, there was so much stress. We had to deal with COVID, getting delayed with COVID, having our investors back out, being scared of COVID, then having to find new investors. And then when we started, my lead got COVID, and then we had to break out again. Then I lost three talent. I mean, it was just one thing after the other, right? And we just happened to land right in that spot during COVID. So
Yeah,
it was not anything we could control necessarily, unless we just wanted to delay the movie for 3 years. And, I had people that had invested that wanted to stay invested, and it wasn't really an option to delay the movie that
right.
because it wouldn't have been fair to them. So I had to go with the flow. And during that time, I gained maybe 15 pounds or so, because I was just so busy having to start, stop, start, stop, and the stress of it all, piecing it all back together every time. And when I came to the day when I actually had my part, which was just one day of filming, well, I actually had 2 days of filming. One was later during the film, but I was the producer on set and the director. And now, mind you, I wrote the script. Okay, so I know what the character is supposed to say and be like.
Hmm.
Right before I had to go into the scene, I had to break up a big problem, like a hot emergency problem, with a fight that almost broke out down the hall, because our art director entered the wrong office. We were in an office building. He entered the wrong office building, and or office door in the building, and it was a financial institution. And and he went in there with the guy that had the keys to every building, and he started
Right.
moving things around in there. And then he was on camera moving things around in there, and the police were alerted, because they thought this guy was ripping them off. He's taking stuff, moving it. Like, this is a financial firm, okay? So so they called me immediately to go figure this out because the police were on the way. And I was like, listen, my art director is definitely not trying to steal anything. He's just preparing the room. And I hadn't been there yet, but I was talking to the management.
Right. So you didn't know which room he's stealing shit from.
I had no idea. So I go where he's supposed to be, and he's not in there. And
Uh,
then I'm like, Hugo, where are you? Where are you? And come to find out, he was on the wrong floor. He got mixed up. The guy let him into an entirely wrong office that was on like 3 floors wrong direction. And so then, I had to uh, kind of mediate some sort of a nice settlement because the other guy had by then shown up and he pushed the art director. They were getting ready to get into a major fight. And
really? Holy
I
Lord.
was like in the middle of it. I'm like, listen, hey, this was an innocent mistake. He has no reason to take anything from your office. We're doing a film. He was setting the conference table. We're so sorry. We got the floors mixed up, cross communication. And, and then they were like, well, we're going to sue you because this is, a breach of our confidence and privacy. And I was like, oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
For like 4 or 5 minutes, like what could he have possibly done?
Right.
So, yeah. So then I went to film my scene, like right immediately into there. I could not remember one line. I could barely remember like any
Because your brain is so full of the stress of what happened earlier, you just kind of
the
it just
adrenaline, the anxiety, the oh my gosh, these people almost got in a fight. Our whole shoot would have been canceled for the day. They probably would have kicked us out of the building. And that's all I could think about was thank God I looked at my phone and saw this, or
yeah.
this is where we'd be right now. And and it was a very expensive day. We had Sean Astin there. We had most of our crew, most of our talent, and it was our most expensive day of filming. And
Yeah.
so by the time and then I didn't have time to go through hair and makeup.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, I don't have any foundation on, I don't know what I look like, but yep, let's go. Let's
Yeah.
do it. So I just sat in the chair and we just went. And
Yeah.
I couldn't remember what to say. So they were feeding me my lines. My face was pitch red from the anxiety that I felt. I looked like a clown, and I wanted to cut myself out so badly, but the scene wouldn't have made sense. So I have this terrible shot of me in there, but yeah, whatever. It's life. Sometimes
No.
bad moments, you got to just go with it.
No, and I have two questions about that story. But before I ask these questions, I wanted to imply like that is a real thing that I don't think people really understand because like I hate to use this excuse, but like whenever someone gets attacked or murdered or raped or something, the attackers, the victims sometimes don't really remember what the attackers look like because the trauma has like disappeared their entire brain. So, I mean, those are more heavy excuses, but it's the same still excuse where like in the moment of action, your brain just you're like, what the fuck? Like
Yeah.
this happened and I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean?
I was definitely traumatized
Yeah.
because
And it,
this is a terrible news situation, that on our set, we raided an office, as they were saying.
yeah. Uh, but you survived that. So my two questions, you mentioned Sean Ashton. Explain to the folks at home who Sean Ashton is.
Oh,
And
Sean
I'm
Astin.
joking, everyone.
Oh, okay. Did I say Ashton?
Yeah. But no, my question was like it seems like on a situation like that you needed like an assistant, you know what I mean? So you could just say, "Hey, go assist the guy robbing stuff because I got," you know what I mean? I don't know.
people did follow, but I mean, I took off like just like I was on it because I was like, holy cow, the police are coming. They're getting into a fight. I gotta go.
Yeah. If I was your assistant on that, I would have been like, "Hey, before you sue us, I got some good news for you. We're filming a movie, and we need you to be in this movie, right?
Too
Just
bad
throw them in the movie."
yeah, too bad we didn't need like a fight scene or something,
Yeah. But no,
Very early.
how hard is it directing yourself when you're acting? Like that's got to be, I think directing is probably one of the hardest jobs because, everyone could do something in a different style and call it directing, but you're getting hired to do your vision. And then when you're directing yourself to act, it kind of like, does it just mind blow you? Like you're like, what the fuck am I doing as an actress or as a director at the same time?
I not that wasn't really an issue for me, but what killed me on it was seeing the dailies and how in the background, because I wasn't behind the monitor to um, catch things, because I catch things. I have a photographic memory and I will catch stuff that's out of place in a heart.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, cut. No, go fix that vase over there. Do this. This person was 5 feet over that direction. So those are things that directors do as a director. They make sure that there's consistency and, that everything looks proper within the frame. And that was the biggest challenge I found for every single time I directed myself.
Yeah.
I was actually in the scene. And that's tough because I'm sort of a perfectionist and there were some things I definitely had to edit around because I wasn't there to, modify it. Like, for example, I mean, I don't know if you've seen the movie, but there was a very obvious character that was an extra who was actually part of our film crew. And we're like, please, just we need some more people, go out there. He doesn't know how to be an extra. We just stuck him out there, right? So he was,
Right.
and he had a look that was so distinct. And between the cuts, like he'd be here, then he'd be like right there, then he wouldn't be there.
Uh,
So we had to do a lot of major editing to work around that. And it all ended up being okay. But, those are things like, oh man, too bad I didn't get to sit behind the monitor and because other people don't notice those things like I would, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely. To answer your question, I'm not gonna lie to you. I did not see the movie, but my friend, uh, my friend who I was not really dating, but kind of just hooking up with, she was actually in the movie, so I watched her scene, like the reel and stuff, or like her scenes, and I thought her scenes were very good. So if her scenes were good, I'm sure the whole movie was good.
Oh, good. Who was it?
Her name was Jasmine.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Interesting.
yeah, we don't talk anymore, and like, but yeah, but but anyways, but yeah, she was very fantastic in it. So what I'm saying is like the two scenes that I watched were great, so I'm sure all of it was great.
Yeah, good, good.
Uh, Just trying to give a smile to your face that I didn't see the movie. I don't
Well, it's on Amazon, Apple, Fandango.
know. Yeah. It also was released in the theaters. So like that's like a huge during COVID, that's like a huge accomplishment.
I was like, thank you, God. I don't know how this happened. We were so grateful that we were even able to get through everything to finish the movie. And then I had a movie broker go and share it with AMC and Regal. And they both said yes right away. Yes, we want the movie. And
Yeah.
people were like, oh, don't waste your time. It's your first movie. It's kind of high expectations. And I was like, well, maybe they need it. I don't know. Like, so why not? So I always say, why not?
Yeah,
I can't do
definitely.
that. So we got picked up by about 700 and something theaters. And then we ended up having right at the 11th hour, the strike was going on.
The
You
actor strike or
actors
the
and the
oh
writers strike.
oh
So we
my God.
went through COVID. We went through everything with COVID. Then we got stuck right in the actors strike. And then the strike broke like the week before our movie was supposed to be released. And well, it was released. And so we had Disney and Beyonce take up like over half of our theaters.
Oh, nice. Is that good?
No,
That's good. Oh,
we
that's terrible.
have half of our
Oh,
theaters.
I thought you said Disney picked us up and put us in half.
No,
Okay.
they had some big movie coming out. I can't remember if it was, I don't know if it was Wicked. It was a big one.
Yeah.
But they had been on hold, they had been delayed. And so they, at that point, got, of course, we can't compete with Beyonce. We're an
Right.
independent film, and we can't compete with a Disney movie that's $200 million movie. So
Right.
we lost some of our theaters, but you know what? It was a great challenge, great learning experience, and I'll do it again. So,
I mean, well, also like because it was a Christmas movie, and I feel like Christmas movies, I think like romantic comedies and Christmas movies are the best type of humor because I feel romantic comedies, I think they're very, very funny because it's not true. You can't fall in love in 90 minutes. That's just impossible. And the fact that, so that's what makes it funny. And I think Christmas movies are very funny because everyone has a weird family at Christmas.
yeah, it's true.
So like that's the type of humor I really like. So I think like we need more of these type of films. You know what I mean?
I agree. I agree. And they did offer to push us back, but we would have been then coming out the week of Christmas, just so you know. And we thought,
Oh,
"Oh, that's kind of a busy week for people." And so then we had that option to wait till the following Christmas. And again, for
let's get it out now because yeah,
we were ready to, the baby was coming, we were ready to burst. So
yeah. Like you can't exactly. I like that. You can't hold the baby for another year.
and you can't postpone Christmas and release a Christmas movie in February. It just doesn't work.
Yeah. But no, man, that actors writers strike, like, I mean, I'm in the union or whatever. So like, they're like, "Oh, support your people and picket and stuff." And like, I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm a stand-up comedian, maybe because like I don't do a lot of acting and stuff, but like I was just like it really didn't affect me. You know what I mean? So like when I do interviews and stuff, they're like, "Oh, we can't do interviews because of the strike." I was like, "That's just bullshit. You're just, because like publicists and managers, they're like, "Oh, you gotta stick." And it's like it said nothing about interviews. So like it's just you're just kind of tying yourself. I feel like strikes people just get so crazy because they don't want to
Mm,
bend the rules a little because they think they're bending the entire rule. You know what I mean?
don't want to get, canceled. Like nowadays, there's this whole thing, you could, walk backwards the wrong direction and get canceled. Like
It's crazy.
out of fear.
Yeah. I don't know, but like, do you think that that's how this business has always been? Because I remember, when I was a child, you would do things crazy to try and get discovered, and now it seems like if you do something crazy, people think you're difficult to work with, or
Yeah.
you're kind of like a red flag.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be careful. I had to make some adjustments to the cast because of our distributors refusing to work with certain people. And you can't help how other people feel. And, when you're beholden in an agreement with someone, it's a difficult situation to be in. So you want to be surrounding yourself with people who are, um, collaborative and not too stubborn. Let's just
Right.
call it stubborn.
Yeah, that's a
Either
nice word,
direct,
stubborn.
either
Uh,
direct. That's right.
uh, But when you're taking scripts to see like, because you obviously have approval which scripts you want to try and work with these people to try and get their film developed, like what kind of scripts or what kind of projects like touch your heart thinking, okay, I want to put my name behind this because I'm sure you get so many submissions that you can't say yes to all of them.
No, yeah, I try to, hold on one second. I have to return, do something real quick.
Oh,
Hold on one second. Okay, there we go. I had to
oh,
let somebody know they just said they're on the way here, and
oh my gosh.
I don't want them to enter while we're doing the podcast. So,
Well, if they did, I would have said, Stephanie, there's a ghost in your house.
well, no, they're my dog would start barking because he's so protective of me.
Oh.
So I just said, "Can you please wait until I'm finished?"
Oh, okay. Well, it's only 10 more minutes. Is that a long time for him to wait
Oh,
or
no,
for
not at
them to
all.
wait or
My executive assistant, she's on her way, and I
oh,
hold off until I'm done because
oh,
oh my goodness, my dogs, they are so protective of me. And it's have you seen the movie 50 First Dates?
yeah, yeah.
You know how she, changes, she can't remember day to day. She wakes up. Well, that's how my dogs are. It's like, hello, Jessica.
Right.
But it's like she's a newbie. Every time she arrives, they start barking.
I also have a theory that COVID really screwed up animals too, because like everyone's home,
Yeah.
so the animals think you're part of the home. So like when you leave, they freak out, like major anxiety. You know what I mean?
My pets definitely had that happen.
Yeah, that's what happened to my pets. Yeah.
So I didn't want to interrupt your question, but what was the question you were asking me?
Oh, is Jessica single? No,
And
my
I
my
don't think she got the message because there she is.
oh, did she hear this? Holy Lord, I apologize.
I'm gonna hear the dogs now.
Uh uh
I told you it was coming.
oh, that's great. Um, my question was, you can't say yes to all the projects you get, and there's certain ones that obviously you say yes to because it touches your heart. And
Yeah.
I want to know like what type of projects because even though the ones you say no to, they could be good, but obviously you're not feeling it. So like, what kind of projects do you lean towards? Like, what's a higher chance of you saying yes if someone like Keith Reza tried to submit a project to you?
So, we really look for something that's moving. I'll read a script. Usually I read the synopsis and then I'll read the script. And then if the project is something that I felt was emotionally moving to me, then I would, be, um, inclined to have someone else read it, like a secondary person,
Yeah.
so I kind of skim over it and then have a secondary person read after me the whole entire script and give me a rundown of how they felt when they read it. I want to know like what emotions tugged at your heart. And like right now we're working on this beautiful, beautiful project, Ethan Almighty. And it's
Oh, nice.
have you heard of Ethan's Law?
No, but I've heard of Ethan, and that's a name like from Mission Impossible, and Almighty I've heard of.
Well, Ethan is a dog, and he had a very interesting journey. He was near death, and he was saved by someone, and Ethan ended up ultimately saving a lot of other people and a lot of other dogs because he is the reason that there are um, certain dog abuse laws that are in effect right now in our country.
Yeah.
So we're producing that, and the director Tawny McClure, she wrote it, she directed it. Michelle Alexander is one of the producers. I'm a producer, and we've got Michael Olson on board. A really good, solid team, and
Yeah.
we're going through the heck process, the system, and it's good.
So is the hardest part for a film like that finding the dog? Because like dog actors are very like that's pretty tough.
Well, you're right. And it has to be in this situation, it's a true story. So it had to be a certain type of dog.
Right.
There's actually three dogs and an animated dog. So
Oh,
four dogs total.
cool. Awesome.
The animated dog, thank goodness, doesn't have the same rules for set as the other dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, when's this popping out? When this baby busting? 2 years?
So, probably, well, we start filming in Kentucky in March.
Oh, nice.
That's the schedule, and it should be out the following year. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Has anyone ever, like, when you tell them about it, has they ever said, if you need someone to, like, be a restaurant manager,
Yes.
call me?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that to you, Stephanie. But if you need a stand-up comedian, I could do that pretty well.
Lots
Hey,
of opportunities.
yeah. Hey, I wanted to ask you this because I thought this was actually very fascinating, and I'm not sure you get asked this a lot. But on IMDb, it says you did 4 episodes of The Mob Doctor, and your character was Nurse. And
Yeah.
and I wanted to ask you about this because one, I think if you're a nurse for 4 characters, like you should probably name yourself or something. Like I hate it in scripts where they say nurse or whatever because then it's saying that nurse doesn't have character or anything. And I wanted to know like your thoughts as an actress when you did that. Like was that just like couldn't you have said, "Oh, can it be Nurse Stephanie or something?" You know what I mean?
Yeah, that you can't change a character name. I mean, it is what it is. I was just a nurse.
Oh,
I was
Lord.
grateful to be a nurse, though.
Yeah, yeah. Is it, what's
It
it like being a nurse? I've never been
was
a nurse.
filmed in Chicago. It was interesting. I had to, learn a lot about some of the things that nurses do with patients. And that was interesting. My mom was a nurse, so she was excited that I got to play the role of a nurse.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it was a no makeup deal. Like you showed up no makeup and you were truly no makeup and hair up, hat on, the little surgical hat and
yeah. Holy Lord. Nurses, I feel like you want to talk about stressful jobs, that's a stressful job because, you're taking care of people and then, in a second, it could turn into life and death, without a doctor or whatever. So like that's very stressful.
I don't think any of my patients died though.
Yeah, that's always good then. And I was going to ask that because, if you're on a show like The Mob Doctor, obviously, yeah. All right, all right, Stephanie. Well, I want to respect your time, but I have 3 more questions, and this isn't really much about your career. This is much about you as a person. So, these are just kind of fast answers. I wanted to ask you if you were an ice cream flavor, like a Ben and Jerry's ice cream brand or whatever, what would you name yourself, and what would you be?
I would have to say I would be almond butter brittle.
Oh, that's a good.
Yes.
Uh,
Not only
oh,
is it my absolute favorite ice cream,
uh-huh.
but I feel like when I eat that ice cream, I think about, okay, I love this ice cream because it's such a perfect blend of caramel,
Yeah.
crunch, and you get a little protein. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
balanced.
And when you say a little, it's like 10%, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So. Well, what would you name this amazing ice cream?
Stephanie's.
Stephanie's. Ah,
Yeah.
that's a good name. I wanted to ask you, what is your favorite mystery of the world?
Gosh, there's so many. You know, I guess the biggest mystery I have is about energy, God, the universe, and how we are also connected and divinely created, and everything is, I would love to know, like, I know you're not supposed to know everything about life, but it's just it's going through the journey of experiencing how is this all possible? You know,
Yeah.
how are we all so synchronized and the heavens, the aliens, the humans, the animals, the bugs, the ecosystem of life. Yeah, it's
Yeah. It's a very interesting mystery. Like my biggest mystery, this is gonna sound mean, I apologize, but I had a grandmother, right, before she passed. And so like this was like 5 or 6 years ago. So we go to church, like in a big church, you know what I mean? Like it looks like the White House. There's like so many layers of stairs. I don't even know if it's a church, it might be a cult. And so she was going down the stairs and she fell down all the stairs, like all like 4 stories down. And the biggest mystery I ever had is how did she survive that? Like she just got up and like I was like, holy
some
Lord.
little angels around her patting her along the way.
Well, yeah, but it was just, because when you witness something, you're like, oh my God. Like
Yeah.
what and then she just does a push up and just walks it off and you're like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So, all right, my last question for you, Stephanie, is if you could go into a time machine and talk to a younger version of yourself, knowing everything you know now, it could be from yesterday or when you were a child or, when you're first starting this business, and you only had 30 seconds, what would you tell yourself?
I would probably, this is a good question.
Uh,
Um, I would say don't be so hard on yourself and believe in yourself.
uh,
I let other people's opinions of I wasn't the prettiest young person. I was chunky and I wore glasses with chains. My mom was very particular about me not looking too, good, I think,
uh,
at a young age. She didn't really like emphasize that that was important, and I just really wasn't very well put together. And I think people treat you disrespectfully as a child. Kids are mean to each other sometimes when one child might look a little different or act a little different than the other. And I really let that affect me when I was younger.
yeah.
And looking back, I'm like, who cares if someone called me Miss Piggy? Like, whatever, it's their problem.
They called you that? Oh my God.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I had little, yeah, I was bullied. And,
Yeah.
it happens to most kids at some point. I feel like you just, when I was younger, like it would sink in. I would really let it affect me and how I felt about myself. And
Yeah.
that is so important for kids to understand that they can control how they react to those insults and that bullying. And that's like something we need to teach children that you might not be able to avoid a bully. You
Hmm.
run across them over and over and over in your life. It's just when you get older, it's something different. It's a lawsuit. It's defamation of character. It's still bullying, right?
Yeah.
Sexual harassment. When you're younger, it's bullying. But, you know,
No, for sure. I mean, I'm in a lawsuit right now, and like it's very bullying-ish too. And but yeah, man. So like, I would look on the bright side of this because I got bullied all the time. I have autism, and I was very nonverbal. And then so like now I look back at all my bullies, and I think I don't know. I kind of laugh because Stephanie, not to brag, but I'm a celebrity. And I just say, these motherfuckers aren't famous. You know what I mean? Like, so and then I look at me and I'm not super, super famous. Like, I'm an F famous, but I'm still more famous than,
yeah,
you
I
know,
know.
it's
I would
weird.
It's funny, all the people that said I was an ugly duckling and they like my first name is Mary. It's a family name and I flipped my name to Stephanie because I got so tired of all the Mary jokes. Where's your sheep today, Mary? How's your garden going? So
Oh my gosh.
and But now, I mean, I would love to see what those people are doing that said those things.
Yeah. And I guarantee you they don't have movies and they don't have a very successful company.
I hope
And
they do, but I wonder what they would say to me at like, would they remember first of
right,
all, that they weren't nice? Probably they wouldn't remember because kids, I think, are in a, it's just part of kids and you grow out of it. They
right,
we aren't like that today, right? Hopefully, people do things at different stages of their life, but yeah, I mean, it could have been like a nothing burger, like
right.
it was out of their mouth and out. They forgot about it the next day, and then meanwhile, I carried it with me for 3 years.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So
Well,
that's how we need to teach our kids that they are beautiful, no matter who they are, what they are, what they wear, what they present, how much money their family has. Everyone is beautiful in their own way, and it's something we really need to hone in on these generations. It's something that's one reason why I love Hollywood Expansion Corporation, because it's humanizing good, it's good entertainment, feel good
yeah,
entertainment. Let's teach the world to be better.
yeah, definitely. If I ever have kids, I mean, I don't know if I have any right now, but if I ever like have them that I know about, that's a bad joke. Anyways, I would say you should treat everybody how you want to be treated and treat them better. Like they're the stars because when you grow up, they might be the stars and they might help you become a star yourself. You know what I mean? So that's how we make the world a better place. Is just treat everyone like they're amazing, like John Cusack's and Stephanie Garvin's. You know what I mean? Just yeah. All right, Stephanie, where can the folks at home follow and support you at?
So I have Instagram, Stephanie Garvin 1, at Instagram. And then we've got Hollywood Expansion Corporation on Instagram. And we also have our website, hollywoodexpansioncorporation.com.
Nice.
You can submit movies there. Investors can, inquire about our projects. We have quite a few things in the pipeline. And, we're just excited to be a part of the future of entertainment and make it better.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, Stephanie, good luck with the Ethan film, and when it comes out, let me know and let's do this again, and we'll blast it. You know what I mean? Because
Sounds
I want to hear about the three dogs and the AI dog. I think that's very interesting.
going to be really amazing. I mean, it's going to blow your mind, I think.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, Stephanie Garvin, have a great day. I don't want to make you late for the next appointment. And just remember, Pacific time.
Pacific time. Thank you.
All right. Have a great day, Stephanie.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
All right, Rifters. That was the show. Subscribe, rate, review, and we'll see you guys next week on Reza Riffs.
Everyone deserves to feel safe at home, yet a home fire is reported every 96 seconds, and only 1 in 4 families have practiced a fire escape plan. Kidda, a trusted leader in fire safety for more than 100 years, offers a free digital fire drill simulator that uses augmented reality for an immersive fire safety education experience, available in both English and Spanish. All you need is a phone or tablet and an internet connection to access Kidda's Prepare Plan practice tool. Visit cause4alarm.org and try it today.